What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the HSN Podcast. It's been a while for me, but
Look who's
Johnny and Michael,
back.
how are you guys doing?
Good.
Johnny missed you a lot last week,
I
Adam.
said, I texted Michael before. I'm like, this is gonna be off the rails without Adam, because Adam, you're the one that always makes sure we stay on like some kind of time.
Yeah,
And that was just the worst podcast for them not to cut us off at 40 minutes, because we ended up going for like an hour and 20.
yeah. We're not going for an hour and 20.
See, Adam would never let that happen. This is why we need Adam.
DJs are on. I'm in full swing baseball mode now. The hope has been lost. Calgary's done. Basically a lock right now for the playoffs. We're just waiting to see who plays who. I really do hope it's Montreal versus Toronto though. Actually, you know what? Screw that. Second round, I want Montreal, Toronto. Once you guys beat Edmonton,
I kind of wanted it second round.
Yeah.
I think Edmonton's a pretty good match for us, especially considering how we're 5-2 against them, and we've kind of contained Draisaitl and McDavid. We definitely quote unquote pissed them off the most out of any team this year.
Mhm.
Like in the last game we played them in the third period, they both took like 2 penalties each just out of pure anger and like retaliation. So I wouldn't mind the matchup there, but we'll see what happens. We'll start how we always start, by reviewing our team's week. We'll save Calgary for the end, since we kind of have like 3 weeks to go over of Calgary.
Yep.
But Michael, you always start us off. So how's the Leafs last week looked?
I think they had a pretty solid run there till last night. You know, you don't want to lose against the Habs, but come on, Johnny, that was a good game last night. Hey?
When you waited till I was drinking, yeah, it was a good game.
No, that was a really intense game. We haven't really blown, that wasn't a blown lead, but what is it called? Like a last minute goal to send it to overtime. Like we haven't really given a lot of those up this year. So I did think we were gonna shut it down. That's why that time goal really caught me off guard. It was kind of
week one.
It was kind of a weird goal. Yeah.
It was a week
Campbell.
one, I'd say, on personally.
Yeah, week one. I think he went 5-hole, but he was covering the post, so I don't really know how it got through. But
it didn't go 5-hole. It went he just kind of got there before the pad did, I think.
Oh, was it like
or
that?
He banked it in off the pad.
Campbell had a strong game though up until.
Yeah, he made some big saves. Both goalies Allen had a strong game too.
Yeah, it was kind of a battle of the goalies up until pretty much the whole game, and then overtime. Caufield, the next Gretzky, just with a nip.
Just as advertised so far.
But I've been telling you, he's good with space. I didn't notice him both games we played you.
I noticed him both times.
I don't know. I feel like with space, without space, it's easy to take the puck off of him.
Nah, I know Adam's into the advanced analytics and he follows some Montreal fans, so I think he might have seen. He's had some unreal Corsi and shit so far.
Yeah, he was really quiet in his first. What did he play 2 games against us, or just the one?
He played just the one against you.
Yeah, he was quiet against us that game, but then when I saw
that was his first ever.
Yeah, so it was understandable. I didn't.
Actually, to be fair, against you guys,
that first shot,
literally
shit out of me.
Me and my dad looked at each other. And we were like, if that have went in, I would have annoyed him next Gretzky.
Yeah, no. But I didn't notice him at all in that game.
No.
But I watched his first overtime goal. Yeah, because they were both overtime goals. The first one I saw, and that game he really impressed me.
They've been rotating him around the lineup kind of the first game he was with Deneau and Tatar, but Tatar apparently played injured, whatever. But then they kind of sheltered him a little bit, because he was on the first line, the shutdown line kind of the first game. Then against the Leafs, they put him on the third line just because they didn't want him head to head against the first line, which kind of makes sense. But I don't know, he's been playing good. Michael, you didn't notice when he hit the post?
Yeah, he hit the post, okay, but
you didn't notice it?
Yeah, of course I noticed that.
Just saying.
No, I noticed that, but I feel bad for him, dude, because those are 2 moments that you gotta have fans in the building for.
Yeah, his celebration was kind of weird. He kind of celebrated like there was fans, because
when he celebrated, that was kind of one of the only moments this season where I was like, wow, no fans, it really sucks.
That. Even though he's been up and down since he's got here, even when Eric Stahl scored the OT winner in his first game, I was like, yeah, that needed fans. But yeah, for Montreal's week, probably honestly their best week in a while. I guess if we go from last podcast, they went 3-1, maybe 4-1 if we recorded. We recorded after the Calgary game, so 3-1. 3 come from behind wins, which I think if anyone's seen our record from behind, we just don't do often, which is always nice to see. Nick Suzuki's just turning back into who he was in the bubble as we get later closer to the playoffs. Been playing unreal hockey. Tyler Toffoli's just so good. I just love Tyler Toffoli so much. And I hate to say it, but our defense has looked so much better without Shea Weber in it. It's not even funny. The defense has just, especially with Kulak coming back in, like, I don't understand what this poor guy has to do to stay in the lineup regularly. Kulak is an analytical god, and he's just good too with like the eye test. But for some reason, he's always taken out of the lineup, even like last year. But yeah, no, our defenses look mobile, look nice. Jake Allen's played good. Primo got a win, and then yeah, the Caufield goal is just an absolute great week.
Good week to be a Hab fan.
Plus, we might catch Winnipeg for third, which I kind of hope we do, honestly, because I don't want Montreal. I don't want Montreal Toronto first round. I want that second round, hopefully.
I do. Okay, obviously you wanted second round, but then we might not get it.
See, I think Montreal fans wanted second round, so it's like the battle for the North because we have no other real matchup that's enticing. But I think Leaf fans wanted first round because they wanted like Montreal Toronto first round, then Toronto McDavid second round. I think that's like the Leafs' ideal path, what the fans want. But we'll see what happens. Winnipeg just, I don't even know. I put it actually in like our review because I didn't know what else we talked about, and I kind of want to touch on it. Like, what the hell's happening here? 7 in a row right before playoffs.
The Leafs broke them. We got in their heads.
8 in a row tomorrow against the Flames, baby.
I'm cheering for you guys tomorrow.
Oh,
First time in so long, I'm cheering for you guys.
Yeah, since last playoffs.
You guys can get eliminated, I think, tomorrow.
If we lose, I think if we lose, we're out.
I think if you lose and we win, you're out.
No, I think if we lose, even if you guys, I think, no, okay, yeah, if we win, no, because then Winnipeg.
You hold the tiebreaker over us, so we have to like be the 1 point up. So I think if you lose, it stays. But I think if we win and you lose, then I think it's done.
Whatever, it's done. Period. Anyways, but
yeah,
we can go over Calgary's last month?
Yeah, like we have like 3 weeks to go over here for Calgary. So Adam, we'll start off here. I know the answer, but for the viewers, when did hope officially die?
Shit, what was it? The day I texted you.
Yeah, like so that was like Saturday.
Saturday? Like when you guys beat Winnipeg, I thought when you guys came behind for Winnipeg, I was like, yeah, okay.
When it was 3-1 Winnipeg, were you like, oh, like we might still have a?
If they won, I wasn't gonna count them out. I wasn't watching the game. I was watching the debate, so I wasn't paying attention. But that I saw it was 3-1. I was like, oh, cool. And then I saw, okay, it ended what 5-4 or something or
5-3. We just
5-3, whatever.
Got 4 unanswered, which I'd love to see yet again, but
yeah, our month we actually played pretty good hockey this month. Not gonna lie, it was a lot better for a good period from I want to say the start of April till Saturday. Saturday we just played like shit. But yeah, I don't know. They gave me hope a little bit. If they beat Montreal that game, the 5th game of the 5-game series that we had, I would have had like true hope. But I'm kind of glad that we're out of it. I'm glad we're out of it now, so we can play some young prospects
like Byron Froese.
I honestly I'm getting just fed up with the entire organization at this point. It's like,
why is he on the second
Ward
line?
Would have done the exact same thing. So what was the point of getting Daryl Sutter? Anyway, I'm ready for the rebuild. Not a full rebuild, but a retool. Calgary likes to do this stupid thing where they make the playoffs and miss the playoffs and make the playoffs, kind of like how Philly does it. Even though we made it 2 years in a row last 19.
Yeah, but I know what you mean.
We always do that. We're a teeter-totter, so we'll see who shows up next year, I guess.
Hannafin was a big loss.
That was a huge loss.
Was a big loss. That was the Saturday night game. Then you lost us the next game, right? It's just like the defensemen, they're the hardest guys to replace because he was like probably your top defenseman this year.
With
Nesterov.
So yeah, you go try and make the playoff push with Nikita Nesterov on your team. See how you like it.
Yeah. What do you mean? Did you see that hit on McDavid?
Actually, we made the playoffs. Nikita Nesterov.
That was a beautiful hit, dude. I was like, Nesterov. That's the Norris guy we were talking about.
We actually made the playoffs with Nikita Nesterov, by the way.
Yeah. I hate his guts. Not as a person, but as a player.
You think he'll be back next year? I bet he does.
I bet he does too. I'm not counting anything out. We might sign Lucic to an extension next year. Like, I don't know.
He's waiving his no movement clause. You saw that?
I don't think Seattle will take him though. If I'm Seattle, I'd take Mark Giordano for a year.
Depends. Like maybe if Calgary sweetens the pot to get rid of him.
Oh yeah, there's some rumors that they're gonna throw in a prospect and a pick and say take Lucic off our hands.
But see,
Why? Who are you trying to protect though, or is it just for the cap?
just to get rid of the cap, I think.
Yeah.
Because
well, obviously, who would you rather protect? Me, I'm Lucic or Dylan Dubé. So
is Dubé still on his ELC though?
Dubé's on his ELC, no?
No, he's off of that. After this year, he's done.
No, but then he's still exempt.
Are you sure?
As long as he's not signed before the expansion draft, which they just wouldn't do, he'd be exempt.
Oh no, sorry, it was Mangiapane. We'd actually have to choose. We'd have to, or no, Backlund. One of them. We had to unprotect one of them, like one of our good players, like decent players.
Yeah, well,
I think it was Backlund. It was either Backlund or Lucic. It was Backlund if Lucic doesn't move his no movement clause. So
Backlund's one of those guys, kind of like I think what Plekanec at the end of his Montreal career, how you kind of hope he goes on somewhere else if you guys kind of rebuild and get a cup, like how we sent Plekanec to Toronto.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he'll send him to Edmonton.
No, I don't think Backlund's a loyal guy. Those Swedes are usually loyal like that.
Nah, Plekanec was loyal too, but Toronto was the only team interested in him, and he wanted a cup run, so he's like, why not?
Then why the fuck would he go to Toronto?
Because they
back then. Sorry, Michael. You guys are good now, but back then, like that was what 3 years ago, no?
Yeah, it was the year right before they got Tavares.
That was the first Boston series. Yeah, we weren't supposed to win that.
But he was their first line center.
Yeah, because Kadri got suspended.
And this guy was playing with Marleau and Martin.
Right, was when I saw
actually
whoever that was it McAvoy?
What?
Who did Kadri like almost decapitate?
In the first series,
it was like
his hip at his head.
DeBrusque, no? Oh no, that was
the second. I don't know, but Kadri was a menace those two playoffs.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say this is a good way to get into the Tom Wilson discussion, because the fact that Kadri got suspended a whole series for a cross check, and Tom Wilson gets $5,000 fine last night for absolutely first of all, he threw Buchnevich to the ground, punched him in the back of the head, and then everyone goes after Tom Wilson. Somehow this beast makes it out of that scrum, grabs Panarin, the biggest star on the Rangers.
Panarin went after him, to be fair.
Yeah, okay, but I don't know how he got a hold of Panarin like that. Like, they both left the scrum, and it was just them two, and obviously he's going to kill him if it's just them two. Throws Panarin to the ground, gives him some shots to the head, walks out with a $5,000 fine.
But I listen to this. I saw this on someone's story, and it's like a quote from The Athletic, and about like the whole Peros thing, because I'm sure you guys saw the Rangers statement. If someone wants to just pull that up and read like the last sentence of it or whatever. But basically, this guy, The Athletic, Rick Capilano, I don't know his name's a small writing, but whatever. He said we heard Peros didn't even want to suspend Wilson for the brain-damaging assault on Boston's Brandon Carlos. So this is probably a Boston reporter, whatever. But then he said Bettman didn't like the optics and ordered a suspension, so Wilson got 7 games. That was earlier in the season, so apparently Peros didn't even want to suspend him then. And then, like I said, I'm sure we all saw the Rangers post or whatever you want to call it.
No, my favorite was the Washington Capitals tweet, though.
Yeah,
they were so hyped about that.
Talk about like reading the room just so wrong.
What did they say? I didn't see that.
Almost as bad as the Las Vegas, or is it Las Vegas Raiders now? It is the Las Vegas.
Yeah, well, that was we're not even gonna get into that because that's a whole different can of worms. But yeah, that was like tiresome.
It stayed up for 48 hours.
Yeah, and they pinned it.
For the whole 48 hours. That's what I didn't understand.
What did it say?
We don't even want to get into it, but yeah, like.
Yeah, no, even the Capitals, I didn't see the Capitals one.
The Capitals one was
was different. It was
like a meme thing about it.
He's like, they were like saying, like claim or praising that he chose violence, basically.
Yeah,
Tom Wilson chose violence.
It said like he woke up this morning and chose violence, and it was like that meme of like when they have the guy's face, and then like what I don't know how to explain it, but basically yeah, whatever. But then the Rangers put out a statement. I didn't want to pull it up because I couldn't find it quickly, but it's basically just. They don't agree with the NHL decision. Then it said like they hope George Peros is asked to like step down, or like they demand that George Peros steps down.
Yeah, they said he's unfit to continue in his current role.
Yeah,
that's actually so factual.
I back them 100%. They have the full support of HSN behind them.
Yeah,
and there's but the whole year we've been ripping George Peros
ever since our Mia got decapitated.
Yeah, and the Rangers are smart for doing that because they bring in lots of revenue for the league. So.
Yeah, they're an original 6 team too. Like
they're like the third richest or something like that.
And then the best is Washington isn't even putting out a statement. They're going to let the NHL put out a statement. or let the NHL deal with it. I guarantee the NHL doesn't put out a statement.
Probably not. The NHL doesn't put out statements for things that actually matter. So like, why would they do?
Or they do. It's like 2 words.
Or my favorite was the George Floyd one.
They put out 2 words, didn't even mention his name. Just NHL doesn't help themselves with marketing.
Like, yeah, some guy. Come on, you could have actually. Anyways, we won't get into the politics like the Raiders and stuff, but yeah.
So I think you guys will think. I think Wilson should have got like a game, but I do kind of think it's been blown out of proportion. The Panarin part, like Panarin went after Wilson, which you just shouldn't do.
Right.
But like, I think just in the heat of the moment, Wilson's not going to take into account that he doesn't have a helmet on, and like, because Panarin kind of like jumped on it, but the Buchnevich stuff is inexcusable. But that's
honestly, like Tom Wilson, he's a clown. He should have been suspended 10 games just for the fact that, like, okay, we're on to you. You do this shit again. You're getting what's the biggest suspension that's ever happened?
Rafi Torres got like 60 games one time, or like 46 or something, like ridiculous like that.
He's just not going to stop with these stupid antics. This is not like Matthew Tkachuk antics or whatever. This guy's actually a D head. Like he's an actual like
he's crazy. He gets
see him in the box too. Like that was
people are like this guy that like marched on and covered dirty like. And Tkachuk, no, they're playing mind games. You hate them because they play mind games. Tom Wilson's playing mind games. He tries to kill people. That's the difference.
But he does wake up and choose violence.
He does. But I'm on the same thing with Nazem Kadri. Like, he's not a Marchand. He's not a Tkachuk. Back then, when he did that stupid shit, his intent was to kill. They choose violence, but whatever. Oh, yeah. Let's see the Avalanche tweet that too.
Speaking of the Tkachuks quickly, did you see what Mark Scheifele said to Brady Tkachuk?
No.
When there was like a scrum and Brady like punched Mark Scheifele in the back of the head like quickly or whatever, like they were wrestling kind of like whatever. And then as Scheifele was skating to the bench, they were chirping, and Scheifele's like, "You're just like your brother. You're just like your brother," or like, "You're the same as your brother," something like that.
They're just
and everyone's like trying to say, is that like is that like an insult or something? Like,
well, I mean, it's an insult to him. You don't want to be like Matthew Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk's doing shit this year.
I think he means like because Scheifele got injured by Tkachuk. I think he means like in the fact that like, he's kind of like, just dirty like. But the Tkachuks aren't like. I don't even think either of the Tkachuks have been suspended, have they? Has Matthew ever been?
Matthew was suspended for the Doughty thing.
Oh yeah, how could I forget the Doughty thing?
It would have been concerning if he didn't get suspended for that.
I think that's why he's having a bad year. I think Doughty and him just fire each other up.
No, I honestly think Calgary's issue is that they're such an emotional team that they need fans. Like Matthew Tkachuk needs fans, or he's gonna play like shit.
Yeah, I think they also just need games to get like dirty, and no one like the Battle of Alberta. She was low key disappointing.
It was so
apart from like a couple
the fans 10 times, bro. The fans would be killing each other in the stands.
Apart from like a couple of moments where it like escalated a little.
Yeah, for sure.
It was good.
Let's be honest. The whole North Division was kind of disappointing.
Oh yeah, I'm so ready for this thing to be done. Get me back into the Atlantic.
By the middle of the season,
be back in the Pacific Division.
Yeah,
that's a lock.
Like me and Michael are kind of gonna get screwed over back in the Atlantic.
Yeah,
so many good teams in the Atlantic.
Hey, speak for yourself, buddy.
You're looking forward to having to play Boston, Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, I want to play those teams so that people stop saying, "Oh, the Leafs are only good because they're in the North."
I know you guys go first round in the North Division. Then you're finished.
Michael's finished.
Especially with Winnipeg, who's on a gonna be 8-game losing streak.
My hope
is Brian Fraser is gonna get a hat trick.
My dream is that Winnipeg loses every game remaining in their season and then beats the Leafs in the first round.
That'd be so good. It would be so good.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
And that's a story. That's a story.
That would be a story. No, I think should we put an asterisk next to it if the Leafs get out of the first round this year?
No.
It was the North, so it didn't count like some people say. But quickly, just going back to like our teams, whatever, right after, because we kind of touched on Tom Wilson. Don't want to talk about him too much. He's whatever at this point. Adam, do you even hope that they play those Vancouver games?
Wait, there's an option not to play them?
Well, people are saying
I don't want to play them.
People are saying if they're both eliminated, just go by point percentage and just because those games are what's going to extend the season in the North. So it's going to start behind the States.
Yeah, no, I don't care. Whatever gives us the least amount of points or point percentage, whatever, so we can pick higher or lower. So, all right, well, high, yeah,
Lower.
you know what I mean.
Yeah. Because no offense, those games are pointless. Especially imagine being a player having to play meaningless regular season games while you see other teams are starting the playoffs already.
Yeah.
I would love to know the TV ratings on those games too, if they play them at the same time as the playoffs. Someone said I think your last game's on a Wednesday. So then technically whatever, the season ends for most teams on the Friday or Saturday, then your last game's a Wednesday or Thursday. And someone was saying just play that game at noon and then start the Canadian playoffs that night. But see, there's also just no point. I guarantee Vancouver has no issue ending the season early.
Definitely not.
If you watch these guys, they're trying their hardest out there. But come the mid-second, late third, especially against the Leafs and even last night against Edmonton, they just have no legs.
Well, can you blame them?
That's why I'm saying I guarantee they probably came in with some energy and then when they beat the Leafs both times, it actually looked like they might be able to squeak into the playoffs if they continued playing like that.
Yeah.
Because they were technically ahead of Montreal if they won their games in hand or whatever. But I guarantee right now that they're just fine to wrap up the season.
So am I. Let's get it done, Vancouver. But I just don't think so from a business perspective. That
I guess, yeah, maybe just because the regional rights or whatever have been paid.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't see it happening, but I'd love for it to happen because just put me out of my misery sooner. I can just go full on baseball mode, which I already am. But
see, but how do you even do a mock draft this year?
You don't. You hope and pray.
Who? I know 3 guys in the top 5, and only 2 of them because they played with Ciccolini.
Oh yeah.
I only know about Powers and Beniers.
Yeah, I know, and Hughes too.
And then Hughes, just because those are the only 3 guys I know. And then I think there's
Brian Clark's Canadian, but
that guy's decent. Then there's that Finnish guy, Rantu or whatever. But this, absolute lottery this year.
Sure is.
I saw today that the Montreal Premier is talking to chief house officials, and he wants, if it's up to him, there would be fans in Montreal for the playoffs.
Yeah, too bad you can't do Ontario, Johnny.
Well, I'll sneak across there.
Dude, there better be fans, man.
No, there won't be fans in Ontario. Michael, we can't golf. We can't socially distance golf. How are we gonna have fans?
But in a month, if they don't even say okay, 5,000 people that are vaccinated can enter an arena. Come on.
No chance, Michael. You're lucky to get 2 people in there. That
we can't even play recreational tennis.
I know, because it's a joke.
Michael, we can't golf. I know I don't want to bring it up, but if they don't let us golf right now, which is you're not near each other at golf at all.
Especially and we can't do that. That is Johnny. Johnny's in the tree.
Yeah, please. I'm at least 100 yards behind everyone.
Yeah.
I'm the safest person on the course.
Did you see the UFC event that they had last week?
It was full.
Yeah.
And
dude,
even Florida and Nashville had said if they make playoffs
now because of Bennett, by the way.
They said if they make playoffs, full crowd. Are you a Florida fan in the playoffs?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, dude, Sam Bennett's tearing it up.
If Sam Bennett lifts the cup, I'll be so happy.
It's like having a 4th overall. It's like drafting a 4th overall. He had some kind of untapped potential that you just couldn't unlock playing with Zach Ronaldo some nights.
Yeah, how are you going to unlock that potential as a 4C or a 4LW? Come on. Just try him at 2C and he would have been fine. But no. Anyway.
We just touched on 2 very sensitive points, Fadim. Golfing in Ontario and a Sam Bennett deployment.
Hey, I love our return. We were not going to get anything better than that.
No, that was a great return.
So I'll take it.
I think it's been said throughout the pandemic that Quebec's kind of always been the easiest with their restrictions. So I could see maybe Montreal having some fans, but I don't see it happening in Ontario.
No, definitely not. Michael, just you can dream about it, but do you really have faith in Dougie?
No.
Let's not get too political here, but
don't have faith in Dougie.
Let's not get too political, but I just don't see them.
But say we make the Stanley Cup Finals, okay?
You're funny if you think that game's even being played in Canada.
Yeah, I know. They were talking. I think it was who was talking about it. Chris Johnson said they're likely to stay in Canada past the second round.
No,
they're having discussions right now.
But they always have discussions, and it falls apart. The Jays were supposed to play in Toronto last year, and then the day. Mid-spring training, they're yeah, you guys actually just can't come back up here.
Yeah, I think a lot of players will be vaccinated by then. Most, they all should. So
I don't know. I honestly, I think just Canada's been so like cautious with this thing. I think that whoever comes out of the north is getting sent to like Buffalo or something, or Minnesota if it's Winnipeg.
They'll go to just maybe Buffalo actually.
They were talking about. I don't know if you guys read it. I don't know who said it. The NHL had the proposal of sending all 4 Canadian teams to like a bubble in the States so that they could have fans.
That would be sick. Like to Arizona or something.
Like send it to like they're saying like send it to like they when I was listening to Unleashed Lunch because like that's what I listen to on my break when I have nothing to do.
Dude, you should be hitting the sim. That's what you should be
doing. But sometimes it's not open.
Why? It
depends, like, because I don't know how to open that thing. That thing's like a fucking math equation on how to run it.
Johnny, you should be the best golfer after lockdown. Just working at Golf Town, got a free sim right there. Come on.
Plus, like sometimes like we have like since like the store's open now, people just do stuff everywhere. So sometimes like I'm hitting someone's on the sim. No, I'm saying like there's employees in there.
Oh, okay.
So like sometimes like people are hitting the sim and then like the manager or something's on the phone and they can hear like just the sound of a driver every 5 seconds, so they make you stop or whatever. So you don't get to hit it that often. Probably like once a week, honestly. But what was I saying? Oh, back to Leafs lunch, like what they were saying on Leafs lunch. They were saying like like they might move it to Columbus or whatever. That way they could have some kind of fan base.
Yeah.
And generate some income. That'd be so shitty though.
Detroit would be good. I feel like there's a lot of like.
Michael, if that happens and it's Montreal, Toronto, are we crossing the border?
Oh yeah, but how's it going to be? How are fans entering a bubble? That's what I don't get.
Yeah.
Fans aren't entering a bubble. Fans are just going to go home and go to the game. Like the players are going to be in the bubble.
I thought you said that's how they could have fans if there's a bubble
in America.
Yeah.
Like the players would be in the bubble, Michael.
Yeah.
We're not even a bubble. Like they would just live in America.
Oh, okay.
They would send
not
everyone,
like a bubble like last year.
They would send everyone to Columbus.
Yeah.
So like the Leafs, Habs, Jets, Oilers would live out of a hotel in Columbus, go to the game, go back to the hotel. But fans like who live in Ohio can go to the game.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Would we go to Ohio?
Yeah.
I'd walk across the border.
You'd have to fly.
I'd walk across the border.
I'm pretty sure you can get flights out.
I don't even know.
I think you can.
Because now, now America's closed the border to us, but this got political. Back to hockey. So yeah, we've touched on everything in that part. So now, more impressive / more disappointing. I think some of these might be fairly obvious, especially the first one, but we'll see. So who's had a more impressive year? McDavid's chase for 100, or the fact that Matthews is at 0.8 goals per game?
It has to be McDavid, I think.
Yeah, it has to be McDavid. As much as I would love to choose Matthews.
If Michael picks McDavid, it's supposed to be McDavid. Yeah.
That's why I was really hoping Mike would at least pick Matthews for some debate.
I said 100. I said McDavid's getting 100 points. Didn't I?
He did say that in his bold prediction. That's crazy.
I know. I'll figure that would get 40 goals would be Matthews. I said he wouldn't do it, but I said it would be somebody would be Matthews.
I said he would get 40.
I can't remember. I'll watch back that first episode and come up with a banging script next week of just ripping us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because it's over next week, regular season. Oh no, because Calgary.
If I'm not gonna lie, it's Calgary and Vancouver are the only games left. I'm treating it like the regular season ended.
Yeah.
Or even we might push. How the hell is there only 10 minutes left already?
I have no idea.
We might push the podcast back a little bit so that it's the point where all meaningful games are over and we can release at least a playoff preview / it'll be a little bit of a longer one.
Or just wait till the day before the playoffs.
Yeah,
the day before the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
On the day after.
So yeah, we all agree McDavid's had the more impressive season. Next up, who is more disappointing, Laine in Columbus or Dubois in Winnipeg? I'd say Dubois in Winnipeg.
Equally disappointing.
I say Dubois.
I'd go Dubois too.
I'd say Laine, but I see why you're saying Dubois because he plays with better players. He should be doing better.
Not even
Laine,
I don't blame Laine for his disappointing year. I blame Tortorella.
Yeah.
But
that's the
also,
thing. But I'm still choosing Laine. You can't.
Laine would have. I'm picking Dubois because Laine would have put up way better numbers in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Regardless, he's comfortable. It was a team he was comfortable with. Whatever. Minus. Well, I don't even remember why he wanted to leave or what.
He didn't like Winnipeg, just the city.
And then he went to Columbus.
Yeah.
My God.
And then Dubois didn't like Ohio and got sent to Winnipeg.
Jeez.
Poor guys. And then now just a little general one. Well, honestly, since we're running out of time, we'll save this one for the net. We'll save that part for our season wrap up because I'm sure we'll touch over it. So now we'll just have a little look back for these last 8 minutes on our team's season. Michael, what was your favorite moment of the Leaf season so far? Your season's pretty much done, so this will be pretty much your favorite moment of the season.
I don't know. I think that run Jack Campbell went on, that was just exciting. Every game he was playing pretty sick. All the guys were happy for him. All the fans were happy for him. It was just a good, feel good, not just a feel good moment, but it was like 2 weeks that he was going on that run. So 2-3 weeks, he was just steady after coming back from injury. That was good for him.
Adam, I know it's hard, but what was your favorite moment of Calgary season?
The Chris Tanev revenge tour. That was my favorite. Just all season, guys just showed that he's like one of the best defensive defensemen in the NHL.
And he stayed healthy for like the first year in a while.
Like revenge tour Tanev stayed healthy pretty much the whole year. Was consistently really good defensively the whole year. I don't think he made one bad play that I can like recall in my head. I can recall so many Mark Giordano and Rasmus Anderson plays. It's not even funny. But yeah, it's either that or if I had to pick a second one, it would be Elias Lindholm, just consistently still being our best player.
I have an actual moment, some pretty recency bias here, but I think Cole Caufield's first OT winner against Ottawa was probably the hardest I've celebrated a regular season goal in quite some time. I was going absolutely mental.
How about the Kovalchuk goal, though?
I went pretty mental for that. Michael was there when that happened, so I went pretty
against
mental.
The Leafs last year. Yeah.
But see, that one was nice, but like we didn't have that much playoff hope then, so it wasn't like that big. Like that was actually just a big win in general, because if we had lost that game and then you guys won that night, like it would have made things somewhat interesting. But now
things to make anything interesting, John.
I know, like I was thinking we'd at least have some meaningful hockey down the stretch.
Yeah.
Like I was not hoping, but I was kind of like, okay, well, at least if all these games are played after Montreal, at least if I got to cheer for Vancouver to like win one of these games, like that'll be somewhat entertaining.
Yeah.
But none of that. Michael, Leafs team MVP?
Matthews. You can't choose any. He has like, what did they say? He has like 20% of our goals or something. Actually, probably more. Probably way more. I forgot what they said, but man, he's just been a beast. Like breakout season. And I'm really looking forward if we do make a deep run, like if he can keep it up, because if he could play like this in the playoffs and score some big playoff goals, that's like big playoff goals in like not just the first round, but second, third. He'll cement himself as one of the best.
Me and Adam are just waiting for Leaf media when Matthews and Marner go quiet in the playoffs.
I can't wait for them to start playing for when I play like boring ass hockey. It's just gonna end 2-1 each game.
It can't be more boring than Columbus. Columbus shut us down last year, man. Their goalies were
just me and Adam last year were on the Columbus bandwagon.
It was great. It was fantastic hockey.
Adam, who's your team MVP?
Either Lindholm or Gaudreau. I'd put them as equals. I'll go with Lindholm just because he's been pretty good all year round. Gaudreau's had some slumps, but Lindholm's been really consistent, and I can't believe people think we actually lost the Carolina Hurricanes trade. Like still, like I saw something yesterday, and they had like Adam Fox as a reason why we lost. So I was like, he didn't even want to stay with us, and he didn't want to stay with Carolina.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said if he had stayed in Carolina, then I think they win the trade.
Oh, easily, because they get 2 Norris Trophy defensemen, essentially.
But since he left for free, pretty much.
Wait, Calgary had Adam Fox?
They drafted him.
Yeah, we drafted him. Dude,
he was in the
drafting god.
He was in the
trade. I didn't even know that.
He refused to play there, so he was part of the trade, and then hoping that Carolina would keep him. Then Carolina didn't keep him, so he went to the Rangers.
Yeah, was he the player from college that refused to play for Calgary? Yeah, okay.
Then my team MVP, no one else other than Tyler Toffoli, just an absolute god.
You guys are gonna say Cole Caufield.
Imagine, no, Tyler Toffoli. Can't disrespect Tyler like that.
Pretty disappointing though, overall.
Who?
Josh Anderson.
I mean, he has 17 goals.
Like recently, yeah, he has like 25 points though.
But 17 goals.
Okay, and Lucic has like 10.
With 17 goals, and he's on like the first line. Anderson has definitely not been disappointing. Ask Michael, who watches him against the Leafs every time. He just demolishes people.
No, he's a good player, but I meant recently. Like he's been pretty bad recently.
He had a big Western road trip for the most part in that Alberta swing. He was pretty big for us in the 2 Edmonton games.
He's only been bad when like you guys, not really meaningless games, but you guys played games where there wasn't a lot of energy. He's that kind of player that he needs to be in.
Yeah, no, he definitely not disappointing at all.
Those exciting games, he'll be good in the playoffs, especially against us. I hate to admit it.
Yeah, he's gonna
kill us. But
and then now, who is your bust of your team, Michael?
Riley, man, Riley's just been awful, atrocious all year. The fact that Sandin has played like 5 games and he already proved that he's a better defenseman than Riley. It's kind of sad. Riley's gone in the offseason. Unless he like has a good playoffs and we go deep and there's no reason to trade him, he's probably gone because then he has 1 more year left. So
at least you got Brody. Kind of.
Yeah, dude, Brody. Holy fuck. Adam Brody's been amazing for us. John, you see that play last night? Sliding, gets it up to Marner, Matthews Marner. What the fuck were they doing?
A 2-0 was amazing.
That was brutal, man.
I was dead.
Marner's scared to shoot, especially when he has Matthews like that. He feels like he has to pass Matthews.
He was passing that all day trying to get Matthews.
Yeah, but he waited too long. If he passed a bit earlier, Matthews would have put that in for sure.
Okay, Adam. Did you say your team? No, you didn't. Team bust.
The
whole team?
Yeah, the whole team.
Jeff Ford.
Yeah. Not ownership.
Ownership, yeah.
Management. I don't blame the players. No, I'm kidding. I blame the players too, but I blame management above all.
Montreal's actions.
It's got to be Price or Drouin.
No,
it's got to be thing. Price. Price was pretty bad this year.
But he was also injured kind of recently, and I'd probably say Weber.
Okay, yeah, Weber's a fair.
Like, I don't know. Weber's just been disappointing me because he played good last season and he played good. Like he played amazing in the bubble. So I don't see just where the sudden drop off has happened. I'm hoping that he was playing injured this whole time. And he's going to come back a beast. But we'll see.
I wouldn't hold your breath.
Dude, can he just retire so he can get that?
Great.
Oh, I love Brett Kulak. We have him for 1 more year at 1.1 mil, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. Fuck. Calgary. All right. Well, we got less than a minute left. So,
yeah. No need to preview our team's weeks.
It's been real.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see each other in 2 weeks then, right? If we're going to do it right before the playoffs.
Well, like I said, we'll do it right after meaningless games end.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do it when we know the playoff matchups, basically.
Yeah, because it'll just be we don't want to do 2 separate ones where we wrap up and preview in the other one. We'll just literally one big one. Okay.
Yeah, we also wanted to go out right before.
Yeah, it'll go out right before the playoffs.
Okay. All right, boys.
See you, boys.
Okay. See ya.